Brenda J. Lilly here from Creative Consultations. I just wanted to put out a small disclaimer before we launch into today's video that says I'm not a licensed therapist. I'm just here to engage, to encourage, and hopefully empower other artists to go out and live their art dream. So here we go. Enjoy the video. Well, good Monday morning, everybody. It is Monday morning, the 27th of January, and it is time for a Monday morning kickstart with Creative Consultations. I hope you like this video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, but more than both of those are so important to help this channel grow. But more than both of those, share it with people you know and you love so that we can all keep on becoming who we were created to be. Thanks so much, and I'll see you on the flip side. Hello, everyone. Brenda J. Lilly here. I have my big blue cup of coffee, and I'm ready to rock and roll. All right, Monday morning, time for a kickstart. For those of you who don't know, I have made a really, really hard decision in my life. And I've been talking about hard decisions, making hard decisions, coming up to things that you're bumping up against. I've talked about all of that stuff with you guys before, but this was my uh, crucible this year. So I made a really hard decision, and that was to pack up my life here in the Netherlands and move back to America in 2025. I did not know that moving to America was on my 2025 bingo card, but apparently it is. Now, I could tell you it was a difficult decision to make. I had to pray about it a lot. Before I spoke to anyone about it, I prayed about it a lot. I had been feeling for a while that there was a shift coming, there was a change coming, and I didn't know what that shift or change was. I could just sense it coming. And then a catalyst event happened back in October, and I realized in that moment, this is my choice. Here are my choices. What am I going to do? And nothing else made sense to me. So, a couple of things about when you're facing an issue that is as large as this is, because let me tell you, moving your life from one country to another is a huge choice. It's a huge decision. And it affects a lot of people. It's not just affecting me, this is affecting a lot of people. So, I had to make this decision with wisdom and with much prayer. You all know I'm a pastor, that I walk my faith out daily. And so prayer is just one of those things that I do. I want to say when we come up to these catalyst events, they're not always fun. They're not, these things that catapult us forward, that move us forward, aren't always the release we were hoping for. They're not always the wee part of the ride. Sometimes they're the, oh my God, what is happening right now part of the ride. Sometimes it feels like you got on a roller coaster and you forgot to put your seatbelt on and nobody checked you and the ride starts. It's not a lot of fun sometimes, these catalysts that move us to the next thing. And the easy thing to do is to complain, is to just really pitch a fit about it. And there's scripture that talks about not complaining. And we could go in a biblical place, but I just want to go from right now. I just want to stay with the human experience of complaining and perhaps why scripture says this. Because here's what happens when we complain about something. We just start to stew in the juices of the problem. That doesn't necessarily help us solve the problem. In fact, it gets us stuck in the muck and the mire that is swirling all around the problem. And we get so stewed up about it that we can't see our way around it. We can't see our way over it, through it, beyond it. We are living in the problem. When we complain, it doesn't help. In fact, I think it slows our progress down. So careful there. Then the second thing is you have to bring in wise counsel. When you bring in wise counsel, when you bring in someone who has, one, wisdom beyond what you have, has been through more than you have, and has your best interest at heart, yeah, well, then you can start, not only can you start seeing your way around this side of the problem, but they might be approaching it from a completely different side of the problem. And so suddenly the problem solving starts to go above and beyond anything you could have done by yourself. So don't complain, see it for what it is, pray, take a breath, and then bring in wise counsel. And then as you do that, you're going to be able to make a good decision for your life. And that is so important. Sometimes we make these instant decisions and we just run off half cocked, and our world explodes, continues to explode all around us because we didn't really fix anything, change anything, or adjust ourselves in any way, shape, or form. We're just running from whatever problem we created. I don't want to do that with my life. I want to problem solve, right? I want to make the hard choices that lead me to the next grand adventure, that lead me to the next grand adventure, that keeps my life moving forward in a really good way. And I could tell you the hard decisions, once they're made, like when you're coming up to it and you're in that sort of new land where you can't really move forward, but you can't go back. You know you're going to have to make the decision, but it's not quite right timing yet. That new land, ugh, I hate it. I hate new land. It's not my favorite land. There's a reason there isn't a new land at Disney World, because it's not a fun land. It's not magical. It's just sort of where you're stuck in between knowing that there's a problem and fixing the problem, right? You can't really leap yet. You're waiting. Okay. So you're in new land and there's a heaviness. But then once you get to the edge of new land and you get to like start telling people, this is the thing that's happening. This is what's going on. This is how we're going to work through it. This is what I see. And this is how I'm going to proceed. There is a weight that is lifted off your shoulders, and it's not foisted onto anyone else. And that's the beauty of making a wise decision. You're not putting a burden on someone else. You're saying, look at what is happening. This is going to be okay for all of us. We're going to see this through and it's going to be wonderful. Okay. So now we've done all of that. We've made the hard decisions. We've walked through new land. We've had the hard conversations. And now I'm at the place where I'm packing up my life, cleaning, and getting ready to actually go. And so this is the second half of the video. And I'm calling this part of the video, What I've Learned Through the Process of Swedish Death Cleaning. Part 1, because I'm sure I'll learn more because I'm still in the midst of it. So what is Swedish Death Cleaning, you ask? Well, I'm so glad you asked. Swedish Death Cleaning is I haven't actually read the whole book, but there is a book called Swedish Death Cleaning. And I hear it's hysterical, so that's nice. With a title like that, it better be funny. But it's this idea that, we're all going to die at some point. And so I want you to just look around right now. If you're watching this video, just look around where you're sitting watching this video. Look at all the things that are surrounding you, all the stuff and things. Now imagine you're dead. And someone has to come in and clean up and go through all of that stuff and all of those things. Is this what you want them to have to go through? That's the idea behind Swedish Death Cleaning. I decided to take that thought process into my closets, into my cabinets, and into my house as I pack and get ready for this big move. Because here's the thing, I can only take 2 suitcases on the plane with me. I have a cousin coming, he can take 2 suitcases. That's 4 suitcases. Now, I can ship some boxes home, and I'm probably going to do that. And I'm also going to put into storage a small apartment full of stuff. Stuff. What I don't want to do is move all this stuff into storage that I will no longer have a use for when I come back, if I come back. Right? So, Swedish death cleaning, it is. Let's get rid of stuff. There is a weight and a heaviness that when you look at stuff and you start saying, do I need this? Do I not need this? Do I want this? Do I not want this? Is this something I really need? Am I attached to this? Oh my God. There is an emotional response to stuff that we all have. I don't think many of us have a detachment to stuff. My brother's pretty good at it. He will literally just chuck stuff as if it matters not at all. And I don't know how he does that. But here is the first lesson I learned from my launch into Swedish death cleaning. Number one, do it a little bit at a time. Take a couple hours every day to practice Swedish death cleaning because it's emotional. It is emotional. And emotional, especially when, like, I'm about to move, right? So I'm leaving a lot of people I love. I'm leaving a country I love to go to another country that I love and to go to people I love. But still, the leaving, that doesn't make the leaving any easier, the shutting down any sweeter. It's emotional going through your stuff and things. It's emotional letting go of stuff. So do it in small chunks. You'll thank yourself later. Number two, and this is a big one, and I learned this on day 2 of this process. Your first response to keeping something will probably pass. When you take a deep and abiding breath, so if your first response is, no, I need to keep this, and you put it back down, and then you take a breath and you move on to the next thing. Do I need this? No, I don't really need this. I can get rid of this. Then you go back to the original, I need to keep this, and go, I don't know what I was thinking. I don't need to keep this. That can go. I can't tell you how many times that happened when I allowed myself to have the emotion of wanting it, moving away to the next thing. And then when I released the next thing, whatever it was, to be able to go back in that energy and look at the things I thought I needed to keep, I got rid of so much more stuff because I realized my attachment to that thing didn't need to be. I didn't need to be attached to that thing. I took a deep, abiding breath and I realized I am not my stuff. And my stuff, it's not my memories. It's not the thing that is precious. Yes, I love some of my stuff. I mean, I am not getting rid of him. He is lovely. I've got 2 of these little harlequins, and I've had them since I moved here, and I love them. I will keep them. But the 250 t-shirts, I don't need them. They aren't me. Now, I wear t-shirts almost every day, so to get rid of all my t-shirts would be stupid. But to keep the ones I want that I actually wear, because here's the thing with 250 t-shirts, I don't wear more than 10 of my t-shirts. Honestly, before I do a laundry, and then I just keep recycling the ones that I wear all the time that are most comfortable. So it's nice that I have 250 t-shirts. Boy, do I have a lot of options, but really, I don't use those options. So why am I holding on to them? Good questions, folks. So, number 1, do it in small bits because it's emotional. 2, your first response to keeping something most likely will pass when you take a deep abiding breath, move on, then go back. You are not your things. You are not your stuff. And your stuff doesn't hold your memories. Number 3, letting go of stuff, it somehow makes you feel healthier. Like you've just done something really, really good for yourself. Like, after you've eaten a really healthy salad that you didn't put sauce on at all, that you just like squeezed a little lemon juice and a little salt and pepper on top of, one of those salads where you go, yes, and you tasted all of the really good vegetables. Maybe you even put broccoli in there. Ugh. Look, letting go of stuff is like feeding your soul with health and wellness, because sometimes the stuff that we keep around us actually weighs us down, keeps us tied down. How many of us think before we go on a vacation, oh my God, I've got to clean this whole house. I've got to make sure everything is straightened. I've got to make sure. Now imagine if your house had far less stuff in it, how much easier that process would be. Before you went on vacation, you could clean in like 10 minutes, wipe down the counters, make sure your dishes are put away, but you only have the amount of dishes you need. Make sure your laundry's done, folded, and put away, but you only have the clothing you really wear. Packing your bags to go on vacation is so much easier because, well, you don't have scads of things to go through. You just have what you wear on a regular. Letting go of all of the clutter and the stuff and things helps you feel healthier, less weighed down, less tied down. Now, number 4 might not be obvious to you. I don't know, but I've got a bit of a cold. I had the cold and flu, and I was doing the Swedish Death Cleaning on Friday. My throat was on fire. My head was pounding. My sinuses were like so painful. And every time I bent over, it was like I felt like somebody had shot me in the head. So having cold and flu and being sick actually complicates things. Doesn't stop it because I was doing everything in short bursts and short time periods. I was like, I can get through this. Even with the cold and flu, I can get through this. I can do it. And I did. I did get through it. I got through it and I got to the point where I was able to take bags to my car so that I could go to the dump and also go to the secondhand store and give away my things, throw away the stuff that was just crap that I was keeping, broken stuff that I was keeping for no reason. Oh my God, why do we do that? We think, oh, I'll fix that. No, you're not going to fix it. Throw it away. Give it to somebody who will fix it. I don't care. But why is it in the back of your closet? Brenda, stop it. So having the flu and cold complicates things. Being sick complicates it. You know what else complicates it? The rain. That complicates it. Number 4, there are complications that come up. Things that will make you not want to do it. You just have to push through. Remember, you're only doing it for short bursts every day. So it's not the end of the world. It's just today's journey. You're going on it. It will come to pass. You'll finish your 2 hours, or however I do a 2 hour stint every day. That might have to go get bigger a little bit when I've gone through my first round through the whole house. I'll probably have to do a deeper dive on the second round. But yeah, being sick and having it rain when you're trying to pack your car, yeah, it all complicates things, but it doesn't stop it. It might slow it down, but it doesn't stop it. You will be okay. And number 5, oh, I maybe should have put this at number 1, but number 5 is I should have started with my dishes, my pots and pans, and my Tupperware first. Because I am far less emotionally attached to those things than I am to my books and my clothes. That is what I have discovered. It's like there are certain things where I go, nah, I don't need it. Nah, I don't need it. I can let go of that. I can let go of that. I look at my 2 drawerfuls of t-shirts and I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to let go of. Oh my God. This is so hard. Yeah. Crazy town. So I don't know. A lot of times you want to start easy and then work your way up to the hard stuff. I started with the hard stuff, and then I looked at my kitchen and went, oh, this is going to be simple because I don't care about any of this stuff. Like there's like literally 4 glasses and 4 coffee mugs that I really care about. The rest of it, I can get rid of. Interesting that. Interesting. So yeah, make your choices wisely as far as where you start. Swedish Death Cleaning, man. It's going to make packing to come home so much easier. So I am taking the time it takes to go through all my stuff and things because I am not moving anything that I will not have use for when I get to the States. I am not packing anything into storage that I will not have use for when I come back. I'm not moving extra stuff again. Every time I've moved stuff in this country, from one country to another, from one house to another, it has been ridiculous how much crap I have. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not going straight on minimalist. I don't think I could, I don't believe I could accomplish that. I love my chotch way too much. But what I can do is decide, yes, this I keep. This, yeah, it can go. All right. So, hard things are hard, but you will get through it. And there are all sorts of tools available to you to do it. I highly recommend the idea of just looking at your house right now, even if you're not moving. If you're just like about to look at spring cleaning, what a great time to practice some Swedish death cleaning coming up to spring. Because I bet you're going to find a whole lot of stuff that you can just get rid of. All right. Have a wonderful week. I love you all. Be blessed. See you next week. Hey, thank you so much for watching our video. I hope you liked it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, subscribe. What are you waiting for? All right. I hope you all have a wonderful week. Bye.